being a reality TV veteran star, what's the difference between Dancing with the Stars, Special Forces, and Hard Knocks? I mean, you've been on 3.
Yeah. Well,
Some would say that's...
Well, I didn't win any of them, so
But
I'm over 3.
no, but you did good. What's Jerry Jones like?
He was cool, man. I didn't really talk to him other than when he cut me.
Welcome to Games with Names. I'm Julian Edelman. They're Jack and Kyler, and we are on a mission to find the greatest game of all time. This episode is brought to you by Transformers, a global powerhouse franchise owned by Hasbro. The Transformers NFL converting helmets by Hasbro are available for pre-order today at Amazon's Transformers store. On today's episode, we are covering 2008 Week 3 of the preseason, Texans versus the Cowboys with 2-time Super Bowl champion, Dancing with the Stars finalist, and my good friend, Danny Amendola. And we are talking, is Texas high school football really that good?
The town stops and the people go crazy.
What it's like to be the star of Hard Knocks?
They don't get in the way at all. They do a great job. I love watching Hard Knocks.
And a little Transformer word association. What would Jordan Love be?
He would be like a Hummer stretch limo
with a hot tub in the back.
with a hot tub in the back.
And then we hit the chill line with Dola for this week's Chill Zone, brought to you by Coors Light. Always
go,
fun with old Dola. You gotta stick around to the very end. Let's go. Ow. Games with Names, a production of iHeartRadio. August 22nd, 2008. Texas Stadium, Arlington, Texas.
It's a preseason battle for the Governor's Cup in the Lone Star State.
And a young Daniel Amendola is trying to keep that star right on his helmet. This is Dola Does Dallas. Welcome to Games with Names. Today we have a very special episode dedicated to Transformers and this little Transformer helmet, Dallas Cowboy helmet, that turns into a freaking Optimus spot right there.
Starblitz, I think his name is.
Starglitz. And, you know, we were thinking, who should we pair on a Texas Cowboy themed freaking Transformer episode? I was like, fucking Danny Amendola. This guy transformed his goddamn career from dropping punts in preseason games to winning touchdowns and winning games in Super Bowls, making crucial catches, transformed, but he's also a Texas through and through guy. Born in Texas, played college football in Texas, undrafted by the Dallas Cowboys, played for the Houston Texans. He's played for them all. So Danny, welcome to the Nuthouse once again. I believe this is your 3rd time. You were on one of our first episodes. Then we did a second episode. This is our Transformer episode dedicated to you, the Dallas Cowboys, and Texas. And we're looking at the preseason game, week 3 of the preseason of the 2008 season between the Cowboys and the Texans. Just crazy Texas everywhere. One sentence, why this game?
It was just a pivotal point in my emotional, physical, and career aspect of my whole life. I was either going to play football for the rest of my life or just get cut and get a job at Costco. And ended up hanging on, by a dear thread, getting on practice squad for that first year, and then kind of just held on for the rest of my career after that.
Now, is this the greatest game of all time?
I honestly don't remember a lot of this game. So we're going to be watching this shit together. So,
well, I think it could be the greatest game of all time.
Yeah.
Let me butt in here real quick. Well, this is Dola's 3rd time on Games with Names. First time in the Nuthouse.
First time in the Nuthouse?
Yeah.
Well, he's been in the Nuthouse, but he hasn't been featured in the Nuthouse.
Yes. Because you were in Vegas and then you were remotely.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Now, is this the greatest game of all time?
It's the greatest. It's one of the greatest games of all time. We'll go down in the history books. Preseason, week 3, 2008, a game never to be forgotten.
It's definitely top 10,000.
Governor's Cup. Come on, man.
Top
This is called the
10,000.
Governor-
They
Is it-
call it the Governor's Cup.
This is the Governor's Cup.
This is.
Every preseason they play.
I don't even think it's preseason.
Not
I think
every
it's just
preseason.
Cowboys,
It's just
Texans.
any time the two pro teams in Texas meet up.
Because we
That
always
is a
play
Governor's
the
Cup.
It could be Rangers versus Astros.
No. Just football.
Football, okay.
So prior to this, it was Oilers, Cowboys.
Gotcha.
One of my favorite things about this game was we got, it was one of my last opportunities to play in Texas Stadium right before they blew it up.
Bro.
And there's so much history that the Cowboys have had as an organization, one of the biggest organizations in the world, really, if not the biggest organization.
Well, I think it's evaluated at number one.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones knows how to sell a business.
Yeah.
Texas Stadium. Did you play? Let's jump into that. You went to high school in Texas, the Woodlands.
Yep.
Shout out.
You played in Texas Stadium in high school?
Yes, sir.
Didn't you play in the Astrodome in high school too?
Yes, sir.
Jesus Christ.
And the Alamo Dome, too.
And the Alamo Dome.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just getting dome all over Texas.
so much Texas Dome.
The trifecta.
Now, give us
Sorry.
one cool thing of each of those stadiums.
I mean, Texas, there's nothing like the old school Texas Stadium. You see highlights of Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, Dion back in the day making plays. They hung a couple banners up in there too. So the tradition in Texas Stadium, it's a mecca for high school football championship games. A bunch of bowl games used to come through there, and you walk into that stadium and you could feel the tradition. It wasn't the prettiest sight, but that there's been great football played there, and an old Texas folk tale is that they cut a hole in the roof so God could watch. And
America's team, right?
America's
Love that.
team. So it was really kind of it was the mecca for high school sports. I played a 3 overtime game versus Tyler Lee in that stadium.
What year is this?
This was 2003.
2003. This is your senior year?
It was actually the 2004. I think it was
One of those 2
it was
years.
the end
'cause
of-
football years suck.
Yeah, I know. It was end of
Yeah.
the 2003, right before I graduated in 2004. But it was the 2003 year of the season.
Is this state championship?
It was a playoff game to go to it was the semifinals. I
So we're
believe.
playing playoff games in Texas Stadium.
Yeah. A lot of great athletes play there. I mean, anybody that's ever played in a big high school football game in Texas has played in front of 40, 50,000 people at Texas Stadium. And we didn't play our state championship game there. We played at Rice, but it was these big stadiums get packed, dude. I played in the state championship my senior year. It was an all Houston final in Houston, and we had 50,000 people there. And it was the first time I really felt what a big game was really supposed to feel like.
Wow. Friday Night Lights, it's real.
Yeah.
Now, what do you remember about the Alamo Dome? Where is the Alamo Dome?
The Alamo Dome is in San Antonio. You see the Alamo Dome in bowl games. You see it in a lot of college basketball finals. Have played the Final Four. They just played the Final Four there a couple weeks ago. It's kind of a basic stadium, but the city of San Antonio fully supports and comes out to any high school football, college football game there, any basketball event there, and it's a staple in Texas as a premier bowl spot and high school game field. We opened up. They have the Texas Football Classic there every year. You open up the season, first game of the year there. We did that one year, and we got the opportunity to play on TV. In the state of Texas at the Alamo Dome, and again another opportunity to kind of get your name out there, show the world, the state what you can do, and try to keep moving up the ranks.
Such a Texan, show the world. No, ain't no one outside of Texas in 2003 watching that goddamn game. Okay, you Texans
do have
think
the internet.
everything's about goddamn Texas.
That's one thing. Texas people do love Texas.
Now, what's up with the Astrodome?
I played in the Astrodome my sophomore year versus Duncanville. It was a big game, another opener of the season. And you play these schools all around Texas that aren't in your district. You really have an opportunity to play against a lot of great football teams. It was old school turf, dude. It smelled like old beer in there. I used to go to Astros games all the time, watch Craig Biggio and Jeff Bagwell, and you walk in there and the brightness of the turf like immediately illuminates your eyes, and then you just smell that old crusty beer in the seats, and it's like you're like, this is what sports is supposed to smell like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So you hit the trifecta. That's so cool.
Yeah.
What's like growing up in Texas?
It's all about football. My dad's a high school football coach in Texas. I actually played against him in the district. And
so you went to a different high school than your dad's high school that he coached. Yeah. And you guys played him.
We played against each other. They were in our district. They're another really good team in our district.
How's that go down?
It's cool, man. We had he was the defensive coordinator. Obviously, I played receiver, so
he just double you all game.
He beat us my sophomore year, and then we beat them my junior and senior year. But he was out on the numbers, calling out the plays. They're doing this, they're doing that. He's been watching our offense, as I came through the ranks and my brother came through the ranks. So he knew every play that we were about to call.
Why didn't you guys go to his high school?
Because my brother and I grew up in the Woodlands. All our friends were there in the Woodlands. That's where our house was. He traveled like 15 minutes south at the time to Westfield High School. And they were good, man. We went to the state finals my senior year, and then the next year his team went to the state finals. We both ended up losing that game, but really good teams. So the talent was there.
Now, how's the dinner table after your dad beats you?
It was quiet, man. He humbled me early. And got us. He had to get some good players, and then we got him my junior and senior year. I have one great memory though. We had an interception that their DB ran down their sideline. I go to tackle him. I get blindsided, blown up, and into the sideline. My dad catches me, and then throws me back on the field. And I go back and I'm starting to try to run this guy down, but he scored on it. So. It's just, I remember every game before we played each other, he'd come up, tell me he loved me and he's proud of me. And then we'd go about our business and have fun for the next 3-4 hours. And then it was it was awesome, man. Great memory.
How bad did you want to beat him?
I was begging him to put, guys on me that I knew I could toast. I'm like, give me Bobby, give me whoever, Billy, I don't care. I'm going to toast all of them. And then, he put their best player. I forget what his name, but he ended up going to play in college, and we had a battle, man. They had some really good teams. So
who are some big name high schoolers in Texas around the time you played in the league that you remember?
I grew up watching Colt McCoy play. Played in the NFL for a long time. Chris Obanaya played in the NFL for a long time. Running back at Texas. Yeah. I played with him in the Rams. He played in Cleveland for a while. Just a lot of guys that filter either through Texas A&M, Baylor, TCU, Texas Tech. And
UT
and
UT,
yeah, that's UT. These teams got a lot of money now, the NIL, and they can pay to get the best players. So
now, wait up. You grew up in Texas. You go to Texas Tech. Did you want to go to UT?
I initially wanted to go to A&M, but I remember my dad came home when I was a sophomore. I started getting recruited. And my dad said, my dad had all this inside information because he was a high school football coach in the state. He knew all the recruiters, he knew all the coaches, and they would tell him like, hey, we're not going to offer you Danny. We'll, and then so he came in, and I wanted to go to A&M because he had Dante Hall went to A&M. My dad coached Dante in high school.
Oh shit, really?
I grew up watching A&M, going to Aggie Lane College Station to watch them play. Huge Aggie fan, wanted to go there. And my dad came home one day. He's like, listen, A&M told me they're not going to offer you a scholarship. I'm too small. And they had already delegated a certain amount of scholarships out to their guys already. And they had commits, so I wasn't going to touch the field there. But he came home one night, and he said, Texas Tech's going to offer you. And I knew their offense, Cliff Kingsbury, Wes Welker, guys that, Wes was catching 13, 15 balls a game, and, similar, size and stature. I'm like, hey, I can do that. Let's go. So Tech offered me as a sophomore. I committed as a junior. And I committed to Tech before I even took a visit. And
now
I was ready to
in
go.
this day and age, so say like somehow Danny Amendola is playing right now at Texas Tech, balls out his freshman year. Yeah. Is he graduating a Texas Tech guy, or is he going to get NIL somewhere else at A&M or UT? They say, hey, here's the real money, kid.
Yeah,
get out of those minor leagues in Texas Tech. Because I went to a 2A school.
Right.
So you went to a AAA school.
Right, yeah.
I went to a 2A school at Kent State, but we put up some powerhouses up there. So
yeah, right.
Would you have finished at Texas Tech?
I mean, I'm loyal to Tech. I can't imagine going anywhere else. I came from nothing though, money wise. It's enticing when you got $2 million on the table, $3 million on the table. the decisions these kids have to make. Thank God I don't have to make them. So, but Texas Tech is my home. You know, I have all my, you know, great friends went there. A bunch of great coaches came through, and yeah, I'm loyal to the red and black.
So your dad coached Dante Hall, the human joystick.
The human joystick.
Has one of the most elite punt returns, probably the most elite punt return that we all could just remember.
Yeah.
I mean, how was he in high school?
He was crazy. He played running back, actually, and they tried to get him the ball in every play. And, you know, I remember I was a ball boy when he was at Nimitz High School, and he was a senior there. And just getting to watch him go through Texas A&M, played running back there. They tried to get him the ball in every play, you know, and then he punt return, kick return in college as well. So, you know, dynamic player. You know, he's great hands, you know, obviously great body control. The transition from running back to receiver in the NFL was pretty easy for him. Although he excelled in the special teams roles, he definitely contributed on offense too. So it was great to see him transform into a receiver.
Oh, there you go.
Shout out.
Yes.
Shout out Hasbro.
There it is.
Shout out Hasbro. In one sentence, can you describe football in Texas? One sentence.
One sentence.
Texas Tech education. Let's see it.
Yeah. The town stops and the people go crazy.
Paint the picture. Friday night at the Woodlands, rival town, homecoming, rival teams there. Paint us the picture of what the city and that your high school experience was. Because I went to California.
Yeah.
Bunch of hippies out here and stuff. Like our football is really good, but we had 30,000 people coming to at least my school. There's some that float around, but I want to hear the Texas Woodlands, 2A, 5A, whatever freaking A you guys are.
Yeah. I mean, first off, they put so much work in the offseason and into 7-on-7 and into, you know, off-season football. And then they get into the season, and then you the city shuts down. The town completely stops. Everybody
you got a
comes
billboard
out
in front of your house? Like
I
Varsity
Seen that
Blues?
Friday Night Lights, yeah.
No, I don't. I have a funny story I'll share with you after this, but we you know, it's all about the pride of the city that you're from and representing that, you know, in the best way possible, and there's no better way to do that than football and on a Friday night.
Then what's that funny story you had?
So just to give you like a little rundown on how popular, you know, sports in general, but in football is in our community. We have a community newspaper, just like a lot of communities do. And I was 18, and I had my brother's fake ID, and I needed to go buy everybody beer, like on like a Saturday after the Friday night game. So I walk into the gas station. I got my fake ID, which is my brother's ID. Shout out Matt, thank you. And I go to put the beer on the desk, and I'm pulling up my ID. Yes, sir. Here's my $22 cash, crinkled up $1 bills. And he goes, I can't sell you that. I'm like, why not? I'm like, what do you mean you can't sell me that? I'm clearly 22 years old. And he goes, because you're on the front page of the he's the Woodlands Chronicle over here, scoring touchdowns in high school, buddy. Get out.
So he didn't sell it to you?
They didn't sell me the
God darn it.
So it wasn't that popular.
I know it.
It's not like where Daisy Confused, where the guy looks the other way. He's like, all right, boys, go have fun.
Right. But
That's
just
so sick.
so we had to find a new way.
That rocks.
Does your mom go to your game or your dad's games?
Oh, mine.
Yeah, Mama Dola.
Mama Dola represents.
is.
Now, how when you sign at Texas Tech, you said Wes Welker went there, and you guys had the same body type. How big of a legend was Wes Welker at Tech?
He at the time he had. I came in a year after him. He had set the NCAA punt return for touchdowns. I think he had 11 or 12 at the time. And they every time he'd get back to return a punt, the whole stands would chant Wes, and then he'd just get the ball and go crazy. Caught like him and Cliff Kingsbury, you know, I mean, hooked up for, I mean, tens, hundreds, almost, I mean, as many touchdowns as you can think of.
Yeah.
I remember watching them play Texas. They beat Texas on CBS at like a 2 o'clock game in Lubbock one afternoon, and I said, that's exactly where I want to go, and I want to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So It all derived from Mike Leach's offense. Rest in peace, Mike. Great coach.
We had some nights with him. We've called him
Oh yeah.
hammered 4 in the morning, and Mike Leach will sit and talk to us for 3 hours.
Oh yeah. That's the thing about
And
Mike.
he would be in a time zone where it's like
Yeah.
you shouldn't be up.
I can't get enough Mike Leach talk, man.
Mike Leach, tell us a good Mike Leach story.
Man, Mike was one of the toughest coaches. He actually got a lot of his philosophies and ideas from Bill. He loved the Patriots. He loved what they were doing out there, and he won. This is Bill, in a nutshell. He didn't think we were tough at the time, so this was in season, bro. Like, we had to start practice. Everybody had full pads on. We had like a 60-yard sand pit. And we had to start in one end, and we had to just roll throughout the sand as they sprayed us with water, and we
Snickerdoodles, they call that.
Snickerdoodles, yeah, sugar cookies, what
Sugar
we call
cookies.
it. And so we get done with the sugar cookie, and we had to go the rest of the practice with sand in our shoes and sand in our helmets and sand, because so we wanted to toughen us up, and I mean, at the end of the day, it's like I got so much from that man, I can't even really explain.
He was a great person for this sport.
Yeah.
Now, he's had some crazy shit happen, but there's also some crazy shit with everyone.
Yeah.
But he gave so much more than
No question.
a lot of people, man. He was a fun guy, and his offenses always used to light it up. Remember, he went to where did he go to Hawaii? Was he in Hawaii for a while with
Washington
Cole Brennan?
State.
He was at Oklahoma, Kentucky, Texas Tech. Then he went to Washington State, and then he went to Mississippi State.
But he ran like that same.
You're thinking of June Jones,
but also but they used to have
same offense, same style of offense. I mean, the hard part about that offense is there's no 4-minute offense. So when you get up by 21 in the third, and you're passing, say you go 3 and out, you don't waste any time. You give the ball back, and then you got to play defense. So you have to get up, stay up, and keep it moving, because otherwise, it's hard to stay up if you don't have that 4-minute offense that we learn situationally in the NFL.
Yeah, I need Kurt to learn situationally for our FIFA clubs team, because he always has us in attack. It's like 4 minutes. We're up two goals, bro. Put us in fucking defend.
Yeah.
Because we give up these counterattacks, and then we end up losing these games.
Right.
So it's the same fucking thing.
Right.
We're the Texas Tech of FIFA. Just fucking keep it going.
That is interesting about the air raid. I've never really thought about that as like missing a 4-minute offense and like running clock.
Did you ever watch the movie or show Friday Night Lights?
Of course.
Shout out Peter Berg.
Of course.
Is it kind of like that?
It's like that. That's so Friday Night Lights is based out in Midland, Odessa, and that's a small town vibe, and that's really where you see the essence of high school football in Texas come alive. The city, literally, the stoplights quit blinking.
Billboards in front of house.
Billboards in front of house, statues on the highway. There's one stoplight in the town, and the whole town really comes together for those games. It's great. In the bigger cities, the high school games are bigger, but at the end of the day, in Houston, we got other shit going on too.
Do you know that Ernie Adams is responsible for Friday Night Lights being in Texas?
Really? How? Tell me how.
Well, the author of the book,
Buzz Bissinger,
originally wanted to go where?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
He went to Andover with Ernie and Bill, I think.
And he wanted to write it about Pittsburgh football, and Ernie's like, Texas, they breathe football.
Yeah. Shout out Ernie.
So Ernie is the reason why Friday Night Lights.
Pink Stripes at it again.
Pink Stripes
right, baby.
at it again.
Who are like the big time programs in Texas high school football? And like, Odessa hates this team, or this is the
because
in
California we have De La Salle,
Right.
Long Beach Poly,
Right.
Oaks Christian, and all those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are the big boys out? St. Francis and NorCal.
Yeah. So in Texas, the biggest thing to learn is that the private schools don't compete at the highest level. It's all public schools. So there's no recruiting. You can't pay players to come there. You can't, or at least you can't make it too obvious. So that's the biggest thing to
Kids
to
are
know.
getting paid in Texas? In high school to go to high schools, or just scholarships?
I mean, yeah, under the table, there's things that have happened that gotten people into the schools
My
and
dad
stuff like
used
that.
to pay this guy Coop Leonard 200 or like $400 a semester.
Stop.
So if he got grades,
Yeah.
just because and my dad used to drive him home every once in a while because there was the late bus to EPA.
Yeah.
And he said he'd have to take it to go work. And my dad's like, all right, I'll give you $400. You keep your grades.
Yeah.
And so we used to pay players.
Yeah, there's a lot of big rivalries there. The big schools, I would say, Westlake and Austin has won 3 state titles in the past 6 years. And that's big school. Then you have Houston schools like, the Woodlands is good. We got, North Shore, Galena Park is one of the best. They're always in the playoffs late. And
What's the Dallas school?
Dallas schools, Duncanville. They got DeSoto. They got a bunch of them. Tyler Lee's really good. But big cities, usually it's rare to see a one city final. So usually it's like a Houston team and a Dallas team, or like a San Antonio team and a Dallas team. So it's rare to see an all city final, which is unique when it does happen. We had an all city final when I played. It was electric. Because you get to represent the state, but most importantly the city too.
Which area has the best football?
Houston. I mean, there's no question.
Easy.
I mean, I'll always rep Houston. I mean, we can look at the numbers and Houston or Dallas is clearly on top. San Antonio's in there. Austin has been producing and has 1 or 2 teams that can really play. Usually you see Westlake in there as well. So that's pretty much it.
So talk us through the food scene in Texas. Is it a barbecue place?
Yeah.
What's up with this Whataburger? Explain that.
The good
I've
thing
tried
about
that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, it's a barbecue state.
What kind of barbecue?
Beef ribs, brisket, slow cooked all night.
Are we saucy or are we unsaucy?
I mean, I sauce it up. I sauce it up.
Now, your top 2 favorite barbecue spots in Texas?
Terry Black's.
Where's that?
Austin, Texas. The best beef rib you can think of.
Love a beef rib.
It's fire.
Dinosaur rib.
Good sides are awesome too. They're cooking all night, dude.
All night.
Franklin's Barbecue, Austin, Texas.
Famous.
Yeah.
What about Houston? Is the barbecue different in the cities?
In Houston, I don't know too many good barbecue joints in Houston. Mostly chains like Luther's and Rudy's. I know more of the local spots in Austin because that's where I live. But sauce it up, cook it up.
Now, Whataburger. Do you like
the
that?
good thing? No, I mean the good thing about Whataburger is they have an open menu 24/7. You can get a taquito at 3 o'clock in the morning. They're open, around the clock, so you can roll up. That's the best thing about Whataburger.
What's your go-to order?
It depends what time it is.
All right.
The burgers are fire. Jalapenos, put a little bacon on that is good, and then the taquitos all night are clutch.
I thought, don't you like that
Bacon
honey
tacos.
butter?
Honey butter chicken biscuit.
Ooh,
The honey butter.
Fire.
I still never had Whataburger.
You ever had one?
Never had Whataburger at all.
Yeah, the honey butter chicken biscuit goes hard, but it's like 1,500 calories.
Worth it.
Worth it.
Is it better than In-N-Out in your mind?
No.
Okay.
No.
Just had to
At least we knew.
confirm.
What's the best thing about growing up in Texas?
Just, I mean, for me, sports tradition, play AAU baseball, 115 games a year, switch it over to football, play 7-on-7, state championship, bunch of great athletes, compete in against really good football players. The basketball is great there, obviously. Bunch of track stars coming out of there. It's just the overall, aura of sports there. It just gives everybody an opportunity to come together and showcase what they can do.
Can the best Texas high school football team beat a Division I shitty program?
I just think in terms of size, I mean, they're going to be undersized on the defensive offensive line. I think the skill players could compete. Yeah. I think the skill players could compete 100%.
Man strength, it
would depend on man strength.
See, that's what when people used to say back when I was like a kid.
Yeah,
the Niners were really bad for a while. They were really bad, and they were like It's when USC was really good.
Yeah.
Remember? And they're like USC could probably beat the Niners, and I was like on that wagon until I played in the NFL. I was like, no shot.
Right, I know.
No fucking shot.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
It's the lines.
Yeah, they're going to be able to run the ball all day and stop the run, and then I mean, again, it'd be competition. I think, I don't think it'll be a blowout, but I think, I mean, the skill position, as long as your quarterback and the O-line are good at the high school level, like you can compete. But other than that, they'll just hand the ball off and run all day.
Now, you grew up in Houston. Are you a Dallas Cowboys fan or a Houston Oilers fan?
So I grew up a Houston Oilers fan. They moved to Nashville to become the Titans. They moved the Texans in. I wasn't on the Texans bandwagon. That's when I started rooting for the Cowboys when they were winning.
How old were you?
They just got Dion, and then I was probably 10.
Oh, so you're right in the prime. That was a good year. That was a good era for.
Oh man, yeah, they were rocking up in Dallas, and it was exciting to watch them play good.
Now, take us through this. Texas guy, football, loves Texas because there's nothing but 115 baseball games in the summer, to football all state, to a guy that goes on Dancing with the Stars. Explain that transformation.
Shout out Hasbro.
Transformer.
Unbelievable experience, honestly. Had a great partner. It was 4 or 5 hours a day of dedicated work, something new, something fresh. The footwork translated for me because of all the footwork drills we do. So I could pick up that. The hardest part was holding frame and then knowing what to do with the rest of your body and kind of the little nuances of dance. But, great experience, man. It really related to me in the football sense of, and you can relate to this too. It was a week of preparation for a minute of live. You gotta, you're competing with yourself.
Only 1 minute?
It's 2 minutes a dance, maybe.
It seems like forever, probably.
100%. I mean, you're thinking every centimeter through that dance, but. It was very similar in that way. You had to. I knew where I was when it was a Thursday. I knew where I was when all right. I got 2 more days to prepare. I really need to hone in on this. Start putting some extra sauce on this, and it was really similar to the world of football. Actually,
take us through that last run.
The final.
Yeah, take us through the final.
The final, man. At that point, honestly, like,
were you at that point? Were you like kind of dialed where it was starting to become easier and easier?
It was.
You were picking it up because how many weeks in were you?
10 weeks into
You're
the
10
final.
weeks into dancing 5 hours, 4 times a week,
7 days a week.
7 days a week.
Yeah.
So take us through that last, like, by then, are you like, all right, now, were you feeling a little Swayze on you? You feeling like,
I was feeling a little
no
Swayze.
one puts fucking baby in a corner, get her out, let's go fucking hit this routine right now?
Let's go rip it.
Because your facial expressions got better.
I was scared.
You transformed from that.
I was scared to death.
At the beginning, you looked like a robot.
Right.
And then I started seeing some theatrics from you.
Right.
So you
some
picked up some stuff.
musicality.
Did my dad tell you that?
Yeah.
Musicality?
Oh, yeah. Son, you got to have musicality.
It goes, his musicality's gotten really good. My mom and dad would watch him and vote a million times.
She would, yeah.
Every fucking night. Like, they'd set alarms. I was at the house.
Yeah.
I mean, and we went and watched it, but I didn't get to always watch it. I'd watch the cut-ups, or I'd watch I'd watch the dance.
Yeah.
And I'm at my parents' house, so all of a sudden a fucking alarm goes. I'm like, what's that? My mom was like, oh, we got 10 minutes till Dancing with the Stars.
It's
Danny's
going
on. We're going to call right now because it's fucking on. Like, she's motherfucking because it's on the East Coast.
And she knows the game.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, she showed love.
How fun was that experience, though? I mean, it was so cool to watch you.
It was great. I think the best part about it was I got to maximize every dance, the whole opportunity. I got to be in there till the final. And just learn so much. I became, so much more comfortable in front of a live audience, and at the end of the day, I was competing with myself the day before, and I just wanted to get better than what I was doing the day before, and then whatever happened on dance night what happened. So, I just try to worry about what I can control, and that's competing with myself, getting better.
That was the hay was in the barn.
The hay was in the barn, man.
Now you just got to go do
You
it.
just got to go do it.
Now, out of all of our teammates that we've played with together, because it'll be more fun, who do you think could go out there and win it?
Oh, I mean, shoot. Gronk would bring so much energy to the stage.
He'd bring a lot of energy.
He didn't perform very well on The Masked Singer, but
he would. I mean, you can just kind of dial his skills in and hone in and get his big ass feet.
Matthew Slater says he thinks he could be a dancer. I remember he always used to say, "It's just choreography, baby."
Right.
Slate, you think Slate can get out there?
I think with just his dedication alone, we already know what kind of guy he is in terms of when he has a task in front of him.
I think he'd actually kill it.
Yeah, he would kill it.
I think we got to get Matthew Slater to do Dancing with the Stars.
Let's go, Matthew.
I like that.
Let's go, Cap.
He's gonna be a fucking Hall of Famer as a special teamer.
Yeah. Let's get him out there, man.
Now let's see what that foxtrot looks like.
Yeah, let's see what that quick step.
he's more of a tango guy.
Yeah, he would be great. He'd have to get his freaking chest out, his butt in. He have to learn the frame. Football players aren't built for that shit, bro.
No,
because we're supposed to be, our fight or flight is hunched over. When bullets start flying, we're trying to get low. You gotta really kind of stay back. You know what I'm saying? And
kind of
open
like
up.
boxing.
Yeah, exactly.
You're leaning forward always to try to eat space in football.
Exactly.
You got to keep space in dancing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Are you ready for it? Let's go.
Dude, come on, bro. Knees. I'm in a workman's comp case. Can't do it. We're good. Who's the best friend you made on the show? Was it clearly your partner, but outside of your partner?
Great.
Whitney.
Whitney was all time, a friend for life. Alona Mar is somebody I really kind of gravitated to.
From Vermont.
An amazing rugby player.
Lily loved her.
She's out in Europe right now playing rugby. Shout out Alona. We had a lot, we were very relatable, obviously, in terms of trying to hone in our strength on the dance floor. And it's tough as an athlete of competitive sports because, you're trying to fight just as much as you are trying to move. So it was hard, but she was a great person to be around. I took her to a couple workouts with me too. She's a beast. She's strong as shit. She's tough as nails. She's always talking shit too. I remember that was the first day of Dancing with the Stars. I was going to get like a coffee or something, and we had just met briefly. And then we were trying to, connect a little bit. She came over and just immediately started talking shit. She was like, "You can't tackle me. I will mush your face into the ground." I'm like, "Listen, I'm not gonna let you get close to me. I'm out." But great person, great woman to get to know. She killed it. Yeah, she was awesome.
No, that was so fun to watch. I mean, Danny invited Lily and I. We went and watched them, and Lily was enamored by Alona.
Yeah,
she's like, man, she's really good. She's a pro. Yeah, it was a fun experience. I felt like we were all involved a little just through you being involved because we were all on the text chains. And did you guys see Dola's fucking viral dance thing?
The leg lift, baby.
You do that.
It was a movement, bro.
How did that come to be, that viral leg lift thing?
She came up with all the choreography. We had a really cool lift to end that dance that we thought was going to be like a showstopper. This one was really easy for her. It's hard to do if you're not a pro, but as you can see on TikTok. But she makes everything look so easy. And we actually we practiced that early in the week, and then we stopped practicing it because it kind of hurt her back a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're like, we'll just mark that. We'll come back to that on like the live show and just rip it.
Now, being a reality TV veteran star, what's the difference between Dancing with the Stars, Special Forces, and Hard Knocks? I mean, you've been on 3.
Yeah. Well,
some would say that's...
Well, I didn't win any of them, so...
But...
I'm over 3.
No, but you did good.
Yeah, did good. Yeah.
You did good.
Yeah, I competed my ass off on all of them. I took away a lot from each, opportunity. Dancing was a little... less strenuous on the body and the most enjoyable. The Special Forces thing was absolutely crazy, and then everybody saw Hard Knocks when I got cut on national television. So, but I plan on doing some dancing in the future. My football and special forces days are completely over.
Well, so what's the next show you're going to do? Traders?
Yeah.
Bachelor?
Bachelor?
We need to get some. I want to get on the Cooking Network. Get with Chef Aaron May.
Hey.
You know, I want to get on. I watch Food Network all day.
I think I'm
Same,
doing
bro.
the Great British Bake Off, so I'm going to have to get
There
a
we
couple
go.
pointers for reality TV from you.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Absolutely. Just be yourself, bro. People are gonna love you. Quit cussing so much.
Well, I do live TV for a living as well.
Right.
So there's modes.
Right.
There's modes. There's podcast mode and there's
Right.
TV mode.
TV mode. You got to be in TV mode.
Now,
Transform into many modes.
a lot of modes and a lot of rules. And speaking of rules, you see Vrabel's 4 rules that he gave to the Patriots?
No hoods.
No hoods.
No cell phones.
No snow phones.
Be on time. Oh, be nice to the. Be nice to the everybody in the building. Be
Everyone in the
respectful.
building.
And what was the 4th one?
Don't be late.
Don't
And
be
if you're
late.
going to be late, call.
Yeah. Don't be late. You know what time it starts.
I mean, those are like the same rules for everyone, isn't
Also,
it?
the
Yeah.
call, if you're going to be late, seems like
You need
you're
to.
still gonna
Well,
get in
just in
trouble.
case.
Right. Yeah.
If you're going to be late, you
I
got
get
to
the
call.
courtesy.
Communicate.
And you're gonna get fined.
yeah.
Communicate. No phone in the weight room. What about the aux situation? Aux
Well,
cable?
they said you could put it on the aux area.
Oh, there was. Okay, I didn't see
Designated
that.
phone
I saw
area for
it.
music.
I saw. You
The
said, all right, you
stipulation.
guys
Okay.
can leave your cell phones right at the area.
Phew. Good.
Yeah, I love what he's doing out there, man. You know, I love Gerard, great teammate and coach. You know, Vrabes is a established coach in the league. You know, he's been there for a long time, and he brings a lot of great qualities to the organization. I'm excited what he's going to do.
I'm super excited too, but
Yeah.
you know, it is a weird situation for us because we both played with Mayo.
Right.
We,
I
right?
played with him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we both played with Mayo,
Yeah,
and we both are really friendly with Vrabes.
right,
Like we have relationships with him.
right,
And you feel terrible for Gerard, who only had 1 year and they didn't pay anyone and they didn't bring anyone into the team.
right. Correct.
You know, and now, but like also, Mike Vrabel brought Ryan Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans to the playoffs as a number 1 seed.
AFC
Right.
Championship too.
Ryan Tannehill.
Right.
I love Ryan Tannehill. He's a great quarterback. I have to take that. He's not a great quarterback. I got to take that back.
Good tight
He's
end.
a good quarterback, but he ain't 1 seed. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm excited for this situation. And there's going to be some gray.
Right.
There's going to be some Patriot foundational shit that he had as a
Right.
Patriot that'll be there that you know that I like.
Right.
Probably just a little
I think.
evolutionized.
Yeah, well, I think you know,
Evolved?
in the case of him bringing Ryan Tannehill over. You know, I played with Ryan, and he's a great football player.
Great football player.
You know what I'm
Texas
saying?
A&M.
And I think Vrabes saw that in him, and a lot like your situation. You're a great football player. You can do a lot of different things, and I think Vrabes knows and understands. If you're a great football player, then you're going to give our team a good chance to win. And you know, I think if the more great football players he can collect, as opposed to like you got a guy that could just run fast, or you got a guy that could just do this or do that, then that collection will be overall a better outcome.
Now, I'm not killing on Tannehill,
Right.
but I'm saying we have a huge sample size of work of what he's done.
Right.
You know, we played against him a boatload when he was in Miami.
Right.
You know, to go to Tennessee and resurrect his career and really be one of the first guys that had this, didn't really make it as a first rounder, go to somewhere else and kind of flourish
Right.
in this generation.
Right.
I think Vrabel's going to be great for the Patriots.
Yeah.
I think they're going to make the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
I think
Let's
they'll make
go.
the playoffs this year.
Let's go.
I mean,
looks good.
who do we got in the division? We got the Buffalo Bills, who are the big dogs. Miami is a train wreck right now. Miami's a train wreck.
Yeah.
Like everything, you know, Miami's a train wreck. And then we have the New York Jets. Okay. And I like Aaron Glenn, and I like what he's been doing, but I don't know.
Also got the Giants this year, the Raiders, the Panthers, Browns.
They have wait. So what divisions do they have? They have the South.
So they can win all those games.
NFC South, AFC West. No.
So what
Ravens, Bills, Bengals.
So Ravens built. So they have the South for AFC South because they got the Browns and the Ravens. And
Titans,
then what's the
Bucks.
other division? What are the other teams?
So it
NFC
says
teams.
Bucks, Saints.
So South.
Giants.
So you have both the Souths.
Yeah.
So you're getting. I mean, the Bucs are going to be good. You can't
And
sleep
Raiders,
on those
too.
Panthers. They just had a sneaky foundational year.
Right.
It wasn't like a good year, but it's a foundational year
Right.
where they were a dangerous team, and Bryce Young's starting to look good. Who else? You got the Bucs. You got Atlanta. They're going to be kind of hot. It's still question marky because are they going to be that much better with Penix when they needed they couldn't stop anyone?
Right.
And the offensive line was kind of, I like Penix though. I just didn't like that move.
So they're playing the AFC North.
The North and the South.
Yeah, and then
NFC South.
and then they got the Raiders as the 17th game.
Well, because they're the last pick. Or wherever they finished in the division, they play those other two.
yeah.
They're 3.
And then this is the new 17th game, Raiders.
Josh McDaniels' revenge game.
Josh McDaniels. So no more coaching? Raiders?
No more coaching for now.
For now.
For now. You know, it was a great experience, and I got to see the sport from a different side.
What'd you learn?
I mean, it's cutthroat in there. I mean, in terms of evaluating players and really just looking at every hole in everybody's game. Like you try to you do the most you can as a coach, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to being a player. I loved coaching. You know, it took up a lot of time. And as a job, it's a little unstable in terms of unless you have the continuity of the head coach being there for a number of years. It's a little bit unstable as a job profession. And I sure as hell love floating in my pool on Sunday and drinking margaritas.
What are you going to do about the Instagram, though?
I know I'm gonna have to get one.
There's no more game day shots.
I have to get some game day shots.
I
Fitbits
think
can
we
still
should get you
exist.
we should do a Danny Amendola page dedicated to just tunnel shots, and we move you each week to a different tunnel, and you take the tunnel shot.
I like this.
That's a good idea.
Kind of like Flat Stanley or like
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's like, damn, Daniel. Remember that whole guy? We just do a damn, Daniel. And every time he's
again.
doing a tunnel walk, in somewhere, like he's playing, but he's really coaching, but he's not even doing both.
Right.
There's a lot of stadiums in Texas, a lot of high school stadiums you could go
is true.
to.
We
Yeah.
get so many good high school connection or content.
Yeah, we can get it done. We'll start a high school football in Texas podcast. Let's get it going. Call Matthew
now we're
McConaughey up.
Ooh, all right, all right.
I like that.
All right.
You guys ever cross paths down in Austin?
I see him at the HEB every once in a while.
What's the
that?
HEB?
That's like the grocery store.
Oh,
It's the best grocery store in the world. Just because it's in Texas. We
that's
love
a tech. I was
Texas.
gonna say I'm
People
not
love
familiar with
Texas.
that one.
Big, too.
Yeah. You respect HEB.
Shout out.
Yeah, Rogan and McConaughey live in my neighborhood.
No way.
It's all I see him at the grocery store. It's amazing.
Do you go to the mothership?
Ben, yeah.
Tight.
Kill Tony.
I was just
hell
watching
yeah.
that last night on Netflix.
Yeah, it's great.
You guys give us a little high sign or just
No,
keep
I
on
just
passing?
kept it moving. I didn't want to bug him.
Playing it cool. I like it.
Yeah. He saw me.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Since this episode is sponsored by Transformers, let's do some Transformer alt mode word association.
Alt mode is when you are in your non-robot form. So these guys are robots that can transform into helmets. Helmet would be their alt mode. Just think of Soundwave, another old Transformer.
Boombox.
His alt mode, Boombox. Laser Beak, electric guitar, Optimus Prime, big old semi-truck.
Right.
So we're going to have a little fun here. Featured in this series are the Kansas City Chiefs, the Green Bay Packers, the Dallas Cowboys, and the Pittsburgh Steelers, all featured. So we thought it would be fun to do a little word association for alt mode of some stars of each of those teams.
All right.
So what would they be in their non-robot form? What would be their equivalent to the
What would
boombox?
Jordan Love be in his non-robot form?
Ooh, he would be, he's smooth. He's crafty. He would be like a Hummer stretch limo
With a hot tub in the back?
with a hot tub in the back.
So you think
Tricked out from West Coast
Jordan
Customs?
Love gives you Hummer stretch limo, hot tub in the back vibes? I was thinking like an apple.
He'd be a piece of fruit.
An apple.
What about like a block of cheese?
A block of cheese or a bratwurst.
Right.
I like
You go with the Hummer stretch.
The electric version?
Ooh.
Yeah, it's smooth as
EV
smooth.
Hummer?
All right, there.
EV Hummer?
What about CeeDee Lamb?
Ooh, he's quick. Man, he's
It doesn't
he's
have to
electric.
be a card, just
Yeah,
to let you
I
know.
like cars.
It
What do
can
you
be
think?
fruit or cheeses.
CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb.
Play off the lamb a little bit.
I'm thinking like a fighter jet or something.
Fighter
like
jet, yeah.
Something
Like
fast.
an F-35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new F-35.
Yeah. F-35s are
The
sick.
new one.
Yep. Shout out USS.
Those are stealth, too.
USS George Washington.
USS George
Shout out.
Washington. Shout out to all the sailors, men and women that are on. There's like 5,000. That was a great experience.
We met every one of them.
every one of them.
Awesome.
Got to hang out with them.
Yeah. Cap.
So yeah, I would say. I mean, he is like an F-35 stealth. We don't know the patents behind it because
Right.
it's not legal
Right. 200 million, $300 million airplane.
each, and he's like that. He's worth like $400 million now with his contract.
He
So
could literally get an F-35 if he wants.
taxes.
Hey, but you're in Texas.
Hey, you're in Texas, yeah.
Texas, yeah. He's
Still, you got 13% of federal.
yeah.
Yo, if AB can roll up
Come
to
on,
training
boys.
camp
It's,
in
it's
a
tax
hot air
season.
balloon,
It's tax
he should
season.
roll
You
up
better
in
get
there.
up in there. Turbo tax over there.
Yeah.
With my tax refund, I got an F-35.
All right. CeeDee Lamb, F-35. What about Travis Kelce?
Ooh.
What do you think, Jack?
Killer Trav.
Trav?
Killer Trav. You remember Twisted Metal? The
Yes.
the ice cream truck?
Yes,
That's Travis Kelce.
that's Travis Kelce.
That is
Twisted
Tra-
Metal ice cream.
Twisted Metal ice cream truck.
Oh, yes.
But it
Oh,
has to be
deep cut.
kind of blinged out.
Yeah.
The ice cream truck's got to be
Exhibit
kind of
took
blinged
a
out.
pass
Yeah.
on it.
Yes.
Got sweet weapons,
It's got sweet weapons, but it also has like,
The TV in
Sweet
the
tires.
bumper.
sweet rims,
Yeah,
sweet
Sweet Tooth,
tires.
that was
because he
his
always
name.
wears cool shoes and
Yeah,
shit. He's got
yeah.
a cool fashion, so this thing's going to have like maybe some spray paint on it and shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that was
like
the
that.
best.
Yeah.
All right, last one. To the new Pittsburgh Steeler,
Ooh.
DK Metcalf. What
DK.
does DK Metcalf
When
transform
I think of
into?
DK, I mean, he's big, he's strong, he's fast as hell. I think of monster truck. I'm thinking Gravedigger.
Oh,
Gravedigger.
yes.
Gravedigger.
I like
That's
that.
That's a sick monster truck too.
Yeah.
The
Sweet.
old bourbon, right? What was it, an old bourbon?
Yeah.
What
yeah.
Bigfoot?
Bigfoot was just a
Bronco or a
no,
F250?
that was
F-150?
just a truck.
Yeah, just a Ford.
Gravedigger's so cool.
So we got DK Metcalf as Gravedigger. We got CeeDee Lamb as an F-35. We got Jordan Love as a stretch
EV Hummer.
EV Hummer
Hummer
limo
stretch limo with hot tub in the back. And Travis Kelce is the Metal Gear
Twisted Metal.
Twisted
Metal
Ice cream truck.
ice cream truck with some sick rims and awesome weapons.
Sick.
Fuck yeah.
That's sick.
We just
yeah.
bodied that.
That was good.
You can rent Jordan Love
Shout
for
out
proms
Transformers
also.
and,
Jordan Love is available.
He's available for proms. Jordan Love's alt mode.
The Transformers NFL converting helmet by Hasbro are available for pre-order today at Amazon's Transformers store. Fans, Amazon's vast selection includes a dedicated Transformers store available at amazon.com/transformers. The store features over 100 Transformers products, including Amazon exclusives and great value with special deals. You'll also find the hottest new items inspired by the NFL. Prime members enjoy fast, free shipping on every order. So let's go back into time where this game took place, August 22nd, 2008. Young babyface Dola with a whole lot of collagen when I was watching that Hard Knocks. A lot of collagen. Number one movie was Tropic Thunder. You probably couldn't make that now. Disturbia by Rihanna. Love Rihanna. Miss Rihanna. We need more Rihanna.
We need
My
more
mind's
Rihanna.
in Disturbia.
I'm hitting the old catalog with Lily now.
Yeah.
So like Umbrella, Work, freaking, she's going hard.
Start
with
him
it.
young, baby.
Pittsburgh Steelers were the Super Bowl champions. Peyton Manning was the MVP. Florida Gators. Who was on that team? Tebow, Hernandez,
Riley
Percy
Cooper,
Harvin,
Pouncies.
Cunningham, Pouncey Bro. Hella good guys.
Upstanding citizen team.
Yeah.
And then Sam Bradford, who you played with,
Shout out
won
Sammy
the
Boy.
Heisman.
Won the Heisman. Great player.
Played with him the Rams.
Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Offensive rookie of the
Could
year.
absolutely spin it.
He could spin it all.
Yeah, he could absolutely
He
spin
just
it.
can never stay healthy.
He had 3 ACLs, and
I remember that. He got hurt
just-
in the championship game.
Yeah,
Tore his
tough,
ACL and still went one.
yeah, tough player and great dude.
His sleeves.
Native American
Baggy
too.
sleeves guy.
Native American.
I always loved that about him.
yeah,
He had a little like anytime a pro. It's like Jim Thorpe. Jim Thorpe was full Native American.
Yeah.
He's like one of the best athletes of all time.
Mhm.
yeah.
Legend. And he was like the last guy to get paid off the rookie
Oh yeah.
crazy contracts.
Oh, he was the last one.
yeah. Right?
Yeah, he was the last one to get the non-slated rookie contract.
There it is. Well said.
All like it was what 60 million guaranteed.
Yeah, he did.
What was Danny Amendola like in 2008?
In 2008, ooh, a wild man, on and off the field. But I've grown up since then.
Yeah.
We've grown up since then, but we're not that young.
We're not that young. What was the playlist in 2008 pregame?
Ooh,
To the biggest game of your life to play professional football. This is your. Did you have some wires and?
I had the wires. I probably had an MP3 player at the time. I don't even know. I mean, probably Skrillex or something heavy dubstep.
You were a Skrillex kid.
Back in the day, Bangarang. It was, yeah, you get your juices flowing.
Just did you have like an Ed Hardy T-shirt on?
No Ed Hardy, but questionable music taste for sure.
Everyone liked Skrillex a little bit then, right?
Oh,
Yeah, he
back in
goes
the
hard,
day.
man.
And then he changed. He had a complete identity change to a DJ, didn't he? Or was that someone else?
He transformed.
He
Oh.
transformed.
Wow.
I've always known him as a DJ, but good DJ too.
Didn't he do something else? Didn't he change though? It didn't go dumpster, and then he went to regular.
This was
I'm
also
not
an
sure.
awesome movie month, by the way.
Step
Step Brothers,
Brothers,
Pineapple
Pineapple-
Express, The
Yeah.
Dark Knight, all in the same month. Man,
Yeah,
box office was popping.
yeah, that's
Bernie
insane.
Mac passed away.
Oh, man.
that was sad.
R.I.P.
Mr.
Bernie.
3000.
Legend, bro.
Who's some of your favorite comics right now?
Schultz. Schultz's new.
He's funny.
It was so good. It had me rolling on the ground the other night.
Yeah,
Andrew Schultz, man, he's fucking hilarious.
he killed it at the roast too.
Yeah, good dude.
A lot, all those, every comic. I don't know if my algo's messed up, but I see all the ones that from the roast.
Yeah,
They're all like killing it right now.
killing it. Yeah.
They're all doing. It was so fun and honor to get to go fucking hang out with those people.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah. Tony's good too. He's an Austin native.
Yeah.
Tony's great.
He's
so funny.
He had. I saw him at the Super Bowl, and he's crazy.
Yeah,
What he says in front of people.
100%.
He says
He doesn't turn it off.
He doesn't turn it off.
I know. He doesn't turn it. We shared a fight back from the Super Bowl, and we were hungover and miserable. And he's fucking hilarious, man.
What's the best Texas movie of all time? Dazed and Confused, Friday Night Lights. Everybody wants some Hell or High Water.
Hell or High Water.
No
is
Country for
great.
Old Men you could throw in there, probably.
Yeah.
They filmed there with
Landman's out there now.
Landman.
Landman.
How good is
out there.
Landman?
So good.
Jeez.
So good.
Billy Bob just, God, doesn't miss.
He don't miss.
Taylor Sheridan, don't miss.
Don't miss.
He doesn't miss.
John Madden also broadcasted his last game this year.
That Super Bowl,
did, didn't
Steelers,
he?
Steelers, Cardinals.
All right, Jackie, let's jump into this preseason freaking barn burner.
We can do this quick, too.
Let's do it, baby. These Texans. We'll start off with these Houston Texans, 8-8. We're in the second year of the Matt Schaub era. Gary Kubiak. You got a 29-year-old Kyle Shanahan running the offense. My
Wow.
goodness.
29.
My goodness. And also, we alluded to this earlier.
Matt
just their
LaFleur.
7th season in existence.
Mike McDaniel.
Started out a little slow, 0-4 this year. And this was a pivotal year. Their first ever appearance on Monday Night Football. That's big. Big day in Texans history. A lot of future head coaches on this
Jeez.
staff as well. You got Kyle Shanahan. You got Matt LaFleur as an offensive assistant. You got Mike McDaniel as an offensive assistant. And you got Robert Saleh as a defensive assistant. Hall of Famer, shout out Andre Johnson. Steve Slayton was a rookie this year. This was a fun team, but not a particularly remarkable Texans
Mario
team.
Williams, remember Bill used to call, remember he went to the Buffalo Bills? And
Yeah.
What did Bill used to call him in the team meeting? All right, guy, you got to watch out for Big M. Didn't he call him like Big M or something?
Yeah, Super Mario.
Or he called it, hey, watch out for Big M. This guy. Like, he had like a nickname. Out of everyone in the world, Mario Williams had a fucking nickname from Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
I ain't never heard him call any, but he called him Big M or something. So
Yeah.
I want to find out. Remember that though?
Yeah, Big M. He would wear the M in the Super Bowl or the Superman emblem.
Maybe
on his
that's
shirt.
what it was.
Yeah.
Now this guy's a fucking problem.
And
okay?
he was huge, bro.
he was big.
Also, just from this team, D'Amico Ryans was an active player on this team.
And that
too.
another future head coach. Man, lot of brain power down there. Let's get into these Cowboys here. A 9-7 Cowboys team. You had Wade Phillips leading the way. Jason Garrett, before he was head coach, he was OC of this team. Just the second year under Wade Phillips. And we mentioned it earlier, Texas Stadium's last season. Crazy, man. From 71 to 08, coming off a 13-3 season, which ended in disappointment. You had the whole Tony Romo going to Cabo with Jessica Simpson over the bye week in the playoffs. Hoopla.
I forgot about that.
Remember that?
He
This
brought
was-
Jay Simp on a boat.
Yes, Cabo,
and then
man.
he flum snap.
No, that was a different year. This was the Giants. Didn't even get to flub snap.
That was what, 06?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's before this. So he's not even taking it that serious after that.
Bad, bro.
Tony Romo, let's
Bad.
go.
Bad, bro.
I remember this was like the season for guys to take fucking first round bye trips. Because remember Odell
Boat
did it a
pick.
few years later.
Yes, dude.
I remember Bill always fucking referencing these things. Like, look, we're not going to be going to fucking Cabo this weekend. This is a fucking business week. Get your health right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Get your mind away from the game. But we don't need. And then we had the whole hyperb thing. We had to have a hyperb anytime you went on a boat.
What is
Yeah.
hyper?
It's like a fucking GPS thing. You remember that?
Right.
He gave us a
Attention to
45. Well,
detail.
after the 4 NFL dudes that got
Oh, yeah.
in they got stranded on a boat, and like 2 of them died, right? A couple died, I
Oh,
think.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we had like a 45-minute presentation about hyperbs, and God rest their soul, that was terrible. But every time I go on a boat now, I talk, do this thing got a hyperb?
Okay, water safety's no joke, man.
Water safety's no joke.
And we'd be remiss if we didn't mention this team was featured on Hard Knocks, had some notable offseason moves, brought in Martellus Bennett, who was a rookie this year, traded for Pac-Man.
Yep.
Terry Glenn was cut in camp with some knee issues. So that's kind of an old school Patriot guy there, RIP. And this was a team with some Hall of Famers, man. T.O., DeMarcus Ware, Zach Thomas.
Texas Tech.
What a beast, bro.
I was watching this. Young Marty B.
Young Marty B.
Who'd you hang out with on this team?
Pac-Man.
Heck yes. Give us some good Pac-Man stories.
Pac-Man's my guy, dude. Me and Pac went to T.O.'s birthday party one year, and we had an absolute blast. I love Pac-Man. He's one of the most authentic souls and coolest motherfuckers I've ever met. We hung out. Our lockers were right next to each other, so we shared a lot of stories together, man. It was great.
Did you ever make it rain with Pac-Man?
I never made it rain with him yet, but we'll probably make it happen soon.
What about like a late drizzle?
A light drizzle.
A light drizzle?
I was out there throwing quarters.
That's a heavy rain.
Yeah, that's a hail.
That's hail.
I made it hail with Pac-Man. He's throwing hundreds. I'm throwing quarters.
Now, I watched this, the Hard Knocks.
Yeah,
Jerry brought you in.
yeah.
How was that whole experience? You were very courteous. You were sweaty. You
Sweating bullets.
put a nice towel down on his couch.
Yeah, just to get cut, man. No, it was. I mean, Hard Knocks does a great job. You don't ever really notice them in camp. Obviously, you'll have like a couple master interviews once a week. They'll bring you in there, but it's on football time where it's like it kind of blends in really nicely. They don't get in the way at all. They do a great job. I think I love watching Hard Knocks.
What's Jerry Jones like?
He was cool, man. I didn't really talk to him other than when he cut me, and I didn't say anything but yes, sir. So I mean, he runs one of the biggest organizations in the world, and he's searching for some more Super Bowls. So,
Did you ever smell the Egg McMuffins being delivered to his office?
no, I didn't. I tried not to go up there. I tried to stay out the way, and not be up there. Obviously, you see what happens when you're in his office. Usually, it's not good.
Who was the coach that you hung around? Did you have a coach that like talked you off the ledge? You're a rookie. You're trying to make the Dallas Cowboys when they're the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
You're a Texas kid. Who was the guy that?
So I mean, I was on practice squad. So Wes Phillips, Wade's son, ran the practice squad team. You know, I was going up against Pac-Man and Terrence Newman, you know, and Roy Williams every single day. And trying to compete my ass off every single day, try to make as many plays as possible, try to get better and try to make the team every single day. I had a lot to prove as a young player, and Wes Phillips was somebody that really brought me along and kind of, you know, helped me transform, shout out Hasbro, from the college player to an NFL player.
Is this really America's team?
I mean,
do you guys feel it? Were they giving tours to you while you were playing?
It's a big organization, man. They, you know, there's fans coming through. Every training camp is packed out. Huge fan base. You know, everybody in Texas loves them. Is it America's team? I mean, there's nothing like winning Super Bowls for the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? Like that's you know, in my mind could possibly be America's team, so to speak. But you know, it's up to America to decide.
Did T.O. ever give you any advice?
T.O. was great for me. You know, he practiced so hard, just watching him every single day. He worked his ass off. From the minute he ran out of the locker room to the practice field, he was 100% every day. He really put it out there.
Do you think that he learned that from Jerry?
I think he had to. I mean,
because they're both small school guys,
right?
And if you're around Jerry Rice when you're a rookie,
right, like
you had to keep your standard up.
Right, 100%.
And then he became obsessed with it on his own. He's got those guys, you know, you got obsessions.
Right.
Yeah, obsessed with your
T.O. was obsessed with his craft for sure. I could definitely see a lot of Jerry in him and kind of the pedigree that Jerry has produced. I mean, I know they played for a handful of years in San Fran together.
Yeah, on Jerry Rice Day, fucking T.O. broke the record.
Right.
I remember that.
Yeah, was that the post over the middle that he caught?
That was in the divisional, or that was the wild card
versus the Packers. Yeah.
But no, on Jerry Rice's last day.
Yeah.
Because they were gonna release him, or his contract, they knew he wasn't gonna play.
Yeah.
They had like Jerry Rice Day. I went to the game.
Right. And T.O. balled.
And T.O. had 24 catches.
God bless. That's a lot of catches.
He broke the record.
Yeah.
Single game catch.
Yeah.
I use slapdick all the time on this show. Can you help me define it?
Slapdick?
Yeah.
How do you define it?
It's like a slappy.
Yeah. Not reaching potential.
Not reaching potential.
Slapdick.
That's perfect.
Who's the slapdick on this Cowboys team?
I don't know. Probably me. If you don't know who the slapdick is, you're probably the slapdick.
What was your welcome to the NFL moment?
My welcome to the NFL moment was in training camp. As a receiver, you got to block the safeties, and I remember looking down at that box safety and it being Roy Williams, and it was my first day in pads, and I had to go block Roy Williams, and he put me on my fucking ass, and I was like, damn, I better get in the weight room real quick.
That first day.
Yeah, get your pads down, bro.
I'll be going.
He knows. I was like, he doesn't even know I'm coming, and then he knew I was coming.
What year was it for him?
It was like fucking 8 or 9.
Yeah, this guy you see this look a million times.
Yeah, defensive player of the year in college and just a baller, dude.
Oh my God. How was training camp in Oxnard?
It was crazy. It was before the new CBA, so we had 2-a-days. And it was hot. I mean, the fans were great. It was a great atmosphere. I just remember I had blisters on my feet that I could barely walk. Like, it was a lot of work, man. Those 2-a-day practices were tough, dude. Yeah, I was losing. I remember we would weigh in before practice, and then we weigh out. And I remember I lost like 12, 13 pounds a day of water weight.
Yeah.
And I would and then you have another practice to get ready for, so you're just pounding liquids and trying to get ready for the next practice. And it's like you're losing 10 pounds a practice is a lot of work.
Especially for a low body fat guy.
Yeah.
Honestly. Jeez.
Yeah.
What was it like playing for the Dallas Cowboys as a Texas kid.
You remember those as a young kid? You have those like fake helmets, the Hutch helmets.
Yeah.
I had a Cowboys helmet. It was my first like fake like football toy.
Yeah.
Was a Dallas Cowboys helmet that would transform into an Autobot.
Now,
Shout out Hasbro.
when you signed with Dallas, how many of your friends hit you up like, "Yo, can you get?" And you're
Well,
like
it was-
probably stressed out, like, I don't even know if I'm making this team or.
Well, funny story, dude. I was getting ready for I just finished my senior year in college. My brother lived in Dallas at the time. I went from Lubbock, Texas, where Texas Tech is, to Dallas to play in a flag football game. And Troy Aikman was there, and Roger Staubach's kid was there. And we're just at SMU, just throwing the ball around. And I remember we were doing like some, like 3-on-3, 4-on-4 type stuff. And I ran a post, and Troy Aikman threw the ball over my head. I ended up having a one-handed catch, like a post for like a touchdown. And then Roger Staubach saw that, and he was like, "Dude, you're coming out of college. We're gonna try to, I'm gonna do my best." And then next thing you know, the draft goes around. I don't get drafted, and then the Cowboys call, and they're like, "We're aware of you, and we want to sign you to our practice squad." And I'm like, "Perfect, let's go." And that's really how I got to Dallas. I remember at our like Dallas Cowboys banquet, I was undrafted, rookie, nobody gave a shit about. And I went over to Roger Staubach, gave him a big hug, and I was like, "Thank you, man. I appreciate it." And Roger's still great to my family, and we're still in communications. He signed a football for me and stuff.
Legend.
So that's really how I kind of got in the door in Dallas. So, if it wasn't for that day, just kind of going out to SMU and working on stuff with the ex-Cowboy players, it ended up paying off.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Staubach got Dola.
Staubach,
Into
great,
the league.
great man.
Guy knows how to evaluate talent.
He could throw it too still.
He's also killing it in the business world, right?
Right.
What?
yeah.
He's a billionaire.
Yeah.
He's in
He
real
went-
estate.
He left the NFL to go fucking serve, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he was Navy and then served and then went back to the NFL?
One of the two.
Yeah. Legend.
He's a badass.
Legend. Yeah.
He's a badass man. Like,
Yeah.
that's a man.
All right, Jack, let's rip through this game.
You want to get through this one?
Yeah, real fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we were spending a little. Go play-by-play, drive-by-drive sequence.
Yeah.
So leading up to
Starting
this.
off with the opening kickoff.
We couldn't even find the box score online.
100%.
We had to hit up Jarrett from Fox, and he sent us over a little thing.
Oh, we dug deep, baby.
Yeah.
We
I
dug
love
deep. We will rip through this thing. This is the third game of the preseason, which in the
Not fast
time,
enough.
I don't want
Jack.
to say the olden days, but
Faster.
in 2008, this meant starters played, right? This was
Right.
the big game.
Yeah.
We're coming into this thing 0-2. We being the Cowboys. Texans 2-0. This was a fourth episode of Hard Knocks if you're charting it by HBO series progression.
If you're tracking it
Yeah, if
against
you're
the
tracking
show.
it by that. Starters played pretty much the first half. Romo and Dallas dominated the Texans starters for the most part, up 20-10 at the half. Marion Barber was running wild. You got some big Patrick Creighton plays, TD in the first. Romo pick, though, not great. 20-10 at the half. Moving into the second half when the starters got pulled, we had a classic Sage Rosenfels Matt Schaub combo comeback. This game ends with Sage Rosenfeld going airborne
Shout
over the
out
goal
Sage.
line, about
Yeah.
getting helicoptered
Yeah.
in there to bring it to a 23-22 game. We say, hey, we're trying to win this thing.
Yeah.
Go for two. Conversion fails.
Final
Well,
score.
Cowboys end up winning 23-22. They hold them off to take the Governor's Cup.
Nick Folk.
Nick Folk, baby. Brad Johnson coming in here.
David Anderson
and we
played
would
for
be
the
remiss.
Texans.
Yeah. He had like 60, 70 catches, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. Old DA, man.
Man, what a
DA.
beast. Dola, one catch, 35 yards, two kick returns, 30
Not bad.
30
Good average.
yards. The door was opened when Isaiah Standback, he was trying to make a play out there,
Yeah.
opens the second half, fumble, gets injured. Dola comes in, takes over, does some good returns, had a nice 35-yarder down the seam. Good win there in Dallas.
Good, big win. Big win
win.
in the forgotten game.
This is a big win. What, do you remember this game?
I remember a little bit of it. I remember the catch. It was a seam route. I think it was cover 3. I bent it in a little bit. Again, I was a rookie. I bent it in a little bit too far off the seam, and I took a hit. But caught the ball, kept it moving. I think that would have been my first catch, as an NFL player.
First catch,
Yeah.
of many.
Of many, thank God.
What's it like for a guy being like on the edge of a roster during the preseason game? Like, do you know you're going to be playing a little bit, or is it like totally up in the air?
Again, we kind of touched on this earlier. The third game is usually when the starters play the first half, and then they fill in everybody else for the rest. The fourth game is really a barnstormer for the undrafted guys and the late round guys, because you're going to be playing the whole game. The rest, you guys know this, but it's as a guy that's just hanging on. Like I remember playing this game and then the following game, the fourth preseason game, and I was like, okay, that could possibly be the last football game I ever play. And it's just kind of up to, the coaches, the evaluators, and how they feel about me as a player, or progression, potential, whatsoever. But I remember, this could possibly be my last football game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez. The one thing, going back to it and rewatching and going deep on Hard Knocks, like, Nola, can you break down the dichotomy for us of like vets are chilling, laughing,
right,
wearing sweatpants, and like you guys are like fighting tooth and nail, like
100%.
Every play, like what is that like on the sidelines?
It's so stressful. You got to learn the playbook. You got to learn how the ins and outs of your position. You're trying to do everything right. You're trying to. I had to get T.O.'s coffee every Thursday. Like, I'm like trying, it's just like being a rookie's hard, man. An undrafted rookie, even worse. You're the lowest man on the totem pole. It's like you look behind you and there's nobody else. And it's like, you're liable to, you walk up in the locker room every single day and you're like, thank God my name's still on this locker. You know what I'm saying? So
avoid the damn turf.
It's a very stressful time.
And it was funny on Hard Knocks, they showed like you coming back to the sidelines after making that big catch, and like Tony Romo's like yelling out his pizza order to some guy like down the sideline. Like,
right. Yeah.
You're like, what? Like,
exactly.
God.
Yeah. I mean, I've been on both ends of the spectrum. I really think, as a player, that formed me though. Like that put a chip on my shoulder every single day. I'll never forget, not getting drafted. I'll never forget the adversity I had to face as a rookie and really into my second year training camp with Philadelphia. Like, and that's really that's the chip that I put on my shoulder and played with for the rest of my career, because I know what it's like to be at the very, very bottom.
Do you remember, was there ever a moment where you felt like you could like take a breath and not have to worry day to day about being on the actual team and focus on actually performing?
Later in my career, when I knew I established a role in the team and where I kind of stood. Again, you never want to get comfortable in the NFL,
sure, yeah.
And I never felt comfortable. But as soon as you obviously guaranteed money, if they owe you a lot of money, you're most likely gonna be around. And if you kind of form an identity or a role on the team, and you feel like you if you make the team better or not, they want to keep you. The more power to you. But never get comfortable, and then that's really the MO of the NFL.
And you could always look at the paycheck.
Yeah.
Okay, once you're not making a lot, like undrafted 7th round guy, you're making $8 million this year. They ain't fucking cutting you now.
They're not gonna.
That was the first time I felt.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not getting cut.
Right.
Because when I saw that paycheck, they ain't cutting me now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Jack, even quicker on this aftermath.
I can't talk about Kevin Walter's big day. He led he had 6 catches, man. He led all receivers. Shout out Kevin Walter, baby. Danny would be cut on August 30th, then re-signed to the practice squad, as all you Hard Knock fans saw there in Jerry's office. Dola would spend the 2008 season on Dallas's practice squad. Dallas finished 9-7, missed the playoffs. Houston 8-8, also missed the playoffs. SI would name this season of Hard Knocks #1 on their top 10 seasons list. So Dola was the fan favorite of the most watched, fan favorite, most beloved season. That's saying something.
And they did, you know what? After knowing you and then watching this, they got you pretty dialed of who you are.
Yeah.
Like, even when you saw the high stress situations, meeting the owner, Danny's always been a calm, cool, collect. Like, all right, yeah, thank you, sir. I just got cut. Like, he always his give a fucks on everything. To me, like an outsider looking into he's always been like, fuck it, we'll just move on, and it's always worked. And you saw that through that. Now he works his ass off. I'm just saying, like, whenever anything happens to Danny, which you saw on Hard Knocks. Like, he just always has, like, a calm, cool, like, yes, sir. Like, a calm demeanor at all costs. That. And it showed it.
Oh, it definitely did. Eating outside with your boy, getting the call from me on whatever. I'll see you. I'll be there.
Some of the narration did you kind of dirty, though.
Freaking
like
Lee Shriver.
There was, like, a pun he said. It was like, time is getting short. Oh, what was it exactly? The long and short of it is, Amendola is short.
Right.
He probably won't be on this team much longer. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Right.
Makes the story better.
Yeah, let me see you get out here and want to rip out freaking Liev Shriver. Come on, buddy. Run a whip route.
So they shoot that and then edit it like week over week. Could you tell, because you weren't really a part of episode 1 and 2,
right? Could
you feel that they were putting you in the story more and more, and like people texting you or anything like that?
I had no idea. I watched it in real time, and I would know. They did a couple of interviews with a handful of guys, and you never really know until it came out that week.
So you didn't know, like, how you were doing, like, say you were balling out in training camp practices, and then you started getting more interviews from.
Yeah,
you didn't get that.
A little bit. But I mean, at the end of the day, it was under my impression that they were, interviewing a lot of people, and they were, filtering guys in for, different interview roles or whatever. And but when they started playing, more footage on me each week, you kind of picks up. Like people were texting me and shit.
Now, to put a bow on this and score it, which I'm pretty sure it's going to score terribly.
As it should.
Did Danny Amendola, when he was in Jerry Jones' office on live TV, not live TV, but cut up scripted TV, whatever this TV is, did you realize that was just the start of your reality TV career? What?
The back nine of that question got me.
It's a start. If you think about it,
that's right.
That's a great question.
You go from there to him jumping out of planes on fucking Soldier One, and then he's doing the foxtrot over it. Like,
right. My main goal is just to do fun shit with cool people. And
I like that.
And I think all of those opportunities kind of fit in that box. Obviously, living my dream as an NFL football player was my first priority. And
reality TV came second.
Exactly.
I just wanted to get that cleared up. Thank you. Let's score the game. Name of the game. Let's name the game. Danny, you know how the game goes. Danny does Dallas. That could be a name. Dola does Dallas. I like Dola does Dallas more. Yeah. The Hard Knocks game. Avoiding the Turk game. The Governor's Cup game. The Don't Get Cut game. Texas Forever game.
Ooh. I mean, they're all good. It's either Dola does Dallas or Texas Forever for me.
I'm going Dola does Dallas. Let's score the game. Brought to you by Transformers and Hasbro. The Transformers NFL converting helmets by Hasbro are available for pre-order now at Amazon Transformers store. Go check it out, guys. It's amazing. Is this the greatest game of all time? Let's score it. Stakes Dola of this week 3, which is the highest competition level of preseason. But the stakes of this week 3 preseason game.
Personally, I mean, all-time high for me. I can only speak for myself. I mean, again, it was like live or die for me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I give stakes for me, not for everybody else, but for me, a 10.
I think that's fair.
I agree with that.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
I think that's very fair.
Yeah.
As an outsider looking in, the stakes.
For you. Yeah, you were perfecting the triple option at Kent State at this time.
No, we're in the West Coast. We're in the West Coast.
Right,
Spread West Coast.
Right.
Triple option was in JUCO. I'm going to go with a 2.
Right. This game had no significance in your life. I'm surprised it's a 2.
No, well, it still has. I know the importance of preseason.
Right.
I went with a 7.1. I knew what this meant for Dola and his life at that time.
Thank you, sir.
I went with the 2.1 because of integrity.
Right, yeah, because I haven't taken
The star power of this game. A lot of stars in this. Well,
a lot of stars
a lot of stars in the arena.
in the arena. I mean, I give that a 7. You know,
There's a few Hall of Famers.
Jessica
Hall of
Simpson was in the
Famers.
box.
Did you meet Jessica Simpson?
I never met her.
She was like the high of the high right now.
Yeah.
She was killing it.
She came to our like Christmas party that year, and everybody was like, "That's Jessica Simpson."
What were you dressed up as at the Christmas? Or I thought it was Halloween party.
Right now,
Were you like a little elf or something?
no, dog. I just wore a crappy suit and crappy tie. I was broke as hell.
Yeah, I remember those days. Star power for me, 7. I'll go 7.
I had a 6.8.
I had a 7.8.
Hey, we're in the same
Good
ballpark.
average there, boys.
Yeah.
Good average. We're in the same ballpark.
The gameplay of a week 3
Ooh.
preseason game.
I mean,
This preseason.
Went down to the
this
wire.
week 3
One
preseason.
point.
came down to the
1 point
wire.
game.
Good situational football at the end to get a gotta have it stop on a 2-point play to win. Gameplay, I give it a 6.
I'll give it a 6 too.
It's a respectable
Now,
score.
well, people don't realize
5.3.
0.9.
I did a 0.9.
Guy. Oh my God, that might be the
0.9
lowest score in
terrible
his
A lot of
life.
situations.
Right. Yeah.
Preseason, like it's the summer and you can't
Right.
wait for fucking football and training
Right.
camp's happening and
Right.
like the first preseason game, it's like
Right.
fuck yeah, Hall of
Yeah.
Fame game, football is back, and you turn it on
Yeah.
and you're like, oh right, it's preseason.
Right. Yeah.
That's how I feel here.
Hey, I'm still betting on
0.9
it.
here.
I'm still betting on it.
You bet on them Ravens in preseason. They're like undefeated.
Undefeated, bro.
All right, name of the game. Dola does Dallas.
Dola does Dallas. Do you know what that's a playoff of?
Debbie.
Debbie, oh Debbie. Have you seen that movie?
No, I never seen that one. I've never heard of it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a fine film.
What kind of film is it?
I don't know.
I'm gonna check your letterboxed.
It's probably on VHS under your bed.
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
What's a VHS? You got to score the name.
Dola does Dallas. Bro, I went wild in Dallas that year. It was a fun year. Learned a lot. The name, I would say,
Sketchy.
is a 7.
Did you live with any teammates?
Could have went
that year?
6.9 there.
Yeah, right. That's good. I lived with my brother, dude. So I kind of got to skip the whole rookie
Nice.
hotel kind of bus to the same. So I had my own car, my own house. So it was streamlined for a rookie.
Living.
Yeah,
He's in the home area-ish.
I was living
He's
the
2 hours from hometown.
off the field, living the rookie dream.
I'm going to go. I think it's a catchy name. I'm going to go with the 7.2.
Love it.
Very good. Very strong. Oh, 4. I messed up here. I scored it too early. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I went with a 1.8, but you know what? I'm gonna change this 6.9 because
Oh, let me
I think
change
it's a
too
great
then if you're
name.
changing.
Yeah.
Change it, you two, Jack.
I'm gonna go with an 8.
8. Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. Now we're
There we
cooking.
go, boys.
All right, what is it? Where does it go?
It is 6.07.
Where does it go on the list of all? It's above.
It's right here. It's right behind the 2014 NLDS Game 2 Giants versus Nationals. Probably not awesome. And then right above the 2019 Raiders versus Bears game in London. So it's our new 84th game.
The double doink game.
Nice.
No, that's the Richie Incognito game we did.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out Richie.
Now,
Love Richie.
In our first preseason game we've ever done.
our
This is
first
history,
preseason
guys.
game.
baseball's
Yeah.
getting some terrible
Games with shame.
stats.
Shout out Donald. Yeah, baseball playoffs.
That's a
yeah.
They need to make the torpedo bat. It's legal, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
They're
I want
good.
to try it.
They're good. Yeah, I want to
Same.
hit torpedo bat
I want to go hit.
I bet
Yeah.
you could do. I bet you could set up BP at the Dodgers.
with torpedo.
I want
We
torpedo.
gotta have torpedo.
I want to try the torpedo.
We've got to.
Give me a 34. Give me a 33-30 torpedo.
I'd love that.
You want to stick around for the chill zone? We got a couple call-ins for you.
Yeah, let's rip. Let's rip.
Let's do it. It's time for the Chill Zone, brought to you by Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/GWN and celebrate responsibly. Need a beer? Toss me one.
Thank you.
Best sound in the world.
Oh,
Cheers, brother.
cheers.
This might be redundant, but let's. Here we go.
My question is more so for Danny than Jules, I guess. I fell in love with Danny on Hard Knocks of the Dallas Cowboys, man, just being the undersized workhorse. What are some of the things you loved from all the different facilities and teams you were on versus just being on one team and being at the same facility forever? Thanks.
Good question.
Who has the best facilities?
All of them, they're all relatively the same. They have, the weight room. They have all the best. Every team has top of the line equipment. You know what I'm saying? And, get a masseuse, get a couple trainers, and then, you're good to go. So, I mean, all the teams' facilities are pretty good.
Who had the longest hallways?
Ooh, shit. That's a good question.
When we were watching that Hard Knocks, I was like, man, all these hallways are so long that you have to walk in football facilities, and it's a dark place when you're a young player.
There's no windows.
No windows.
Yeah.
I just had a thought when we were watching it in the scene where you had with Jerry Jones. Was that in Oxnard or was that back in Dallas?
That was back in Dallas when he came back for cuts.
Because he had all the Lombardi trophies. I was like, I wonder if Jerry Jones would ship the Lombardi trophies for his office in Oxnard.
Between games, so you guys would practice. It would be training camp in Oxnard. If there was a game, would you fly back for the game, then go back to Oxnard?
No, we would. We lived at the Residence Inn there in Oxnard. That's where our camp was. And then we had two or three fields there as well.
So what would you do when you had a preseason game?
The first game we took the train down to San Diego and played them.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Qualcomm train. Beautiful.
The second game, I actually think you're right. I think we went back to Oxnard for another week.
Okay.
And then we moved camp down and finished the last 2 weeks.
That's what I was wondering if camp
the
just
last
shifted
two
down
games
there.
were in Dallas.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Logistics talk.
That's a good question. Thanks for
Great
the callers.
question. Great question.
Hi, Julian, Jack, you're back, and Kyler, and all the Games of Names crew. Sending some love to your awesome podcast from the state of Iowa. I have a question for Danny. And Julian, I'd be interested in your answer, too. If you could qualify and compete in the Olympics, what sport would you compete in? Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.
If I had the speed, who would want to win the 100? I want to go on that track.
Classic.
Get up in them blocks. Have my chain hitting my fucking chest. My little placard thing on for the US of A. And go sprint fucking 9.2 or something.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
You probably could compete for Canada with your mom. Have a better chance at the 100 there.
No, well, they got fast people too,
That's
dude.
true.
They got hella fast. Canada's got hella good athletes. Like they're always top. They're top.
The track and field is
good. And track and field. They're top in Winter Olympics. The more I talk about Canada, the more I like them.
Shout out to our neighbors to the north, baby.
What about you, Dola? What do you think?
I think I would go soccer.
Ooh, I like that.
Have a sick haircut, freaking arm sleeve tattoo, just fly around, score a goal, and go crazy. I just don't like how they flop around on the ground. I don't like that.
Also,
That
Olympic
ain't how we
soccer,
play.
you have to be like under 23, but then there's a couple old guys that come through.
Yeah.
It's not like true best on best.
Right. We need to get our men's soccer team.
That's World Cup.
Got to get dialed.
Got to get dialed.
Either way, we're having fun in the Olympic Village.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Jack, what would you do?
Ooh.
Shot put.
Maybe like a little shot put acting.
Javelin.
Some rhythmic gymnastics, like Frank the Tank kind of vibe. Old school, you know what I mean? Get out there on the mat. Floor exercises.
You'd make a great coxswain, too.
Ooh. The coxswain, that's the guy that doesn't that him?
Skateboarding's in it now.
They rode the...
Oh, they're like,
like
yeah,
the
they
driver
tell
of
him
the boat.
Curling
Yeah.
guy?
Okay.
Curling?
Curling.
Swiffer.
Great Swiffer guy.
Or I'd be a sick ass snowboarder freestyle guy.
Sick.
Yeah.
Ooh, flying tomato. Vert.
Yeah.
Bobsled could be cool, too. Just be one of the guys that just runs up front and then you just wait. It's tight.
I'd be
Tennis would be
I'd be
cool.
John Candy from Cool Runnings.
But I mean, you got to think track and field. If you think in Olympics, I want to do what the Greeks were doing back 3,000
the
years
purest
ago.
of the pure. Yeah,
Wrestling?
I'm with you.
Yo, Games with Names. This is Chris from Houston. This question is for my boy, Danny. Danny, hey, are you taller than Jules? And out of you two, which one's faster? Let me know.
From
Later.
Houston.
That's
Look
a Houston
from
accent if I've ever heard one.
accent. Wow.
Chris
From
is trying to
H-Town
start some
represent.
shit.
Dola is taller than me, but I'm faster than him.
I have like a hair taller than him.
Nah, but you kind of look taller than
And
me.
I low key, I'm on my tiptoes in every picture we take. So I kind of
Pro move.
Nah, he's like a 5'11". I'm
like-
a 5'10" and a fourth guy.
Yeah, I'm like 5'10" and a half. But I mean, who's counting?
And you're faster?
And Jules
Yeah.
is faster. Yeah,
I was faster.
What about that short area quickness?
And Jules
He
pretty
knows.
fast. Yeah,
Wow, that was cool. Pretty quick too.
yeah.
Three cone.
Dola had a thing where he could run full speed into his in cut because thing is I learned how to run routes in a different offense.
Yeah.
He's been running routes his whole life, and then he went to the West Coast where everything steps.
Yeah.
So like I would see a lot of stuff that I wasn't accustomed to seeing in our system from Danny. And that, then you evolve you're always taken from people.
Yeah.
So what does that mean with steps? Like, is it more of a timing thing with
he
West
would roll
Coast?
full speed. He would run full speed and just keep running full speed and like turn.
It's like a speed cut versus like
Yeah, a
like
breakdown.
like a breakdown cut.
Interesting.
Hey, Dola, it's 28-3, 2-point conversion. Ball's coming to you. What's going through your head?
Fucking, we're scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, baby. Tutty.
We're getting in the end zone. We're gonna tie this bitch up. That's it.
No, I was thinking I that play. I'm specifically thinking don't get a PI because you
Yeah.
can't.
Right.
You can't block him until he has the ball.
And they're man-to-man covers. If they jam you on that play, if they would have jammed him or they would have made some sort of illegal contact, it could have been called back.
It could have been called back.
But they jumped up. Freeney jumped off sides anyway.
I know, but I thought that's what we got this penalty for,
Right.
was for us picking.
Right. I got it.
So I was like, fuck you to the rest. Like, you see me right after we score. I'm like, I didn't touch him.
It's not on me. Okay, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
How many times in a game on average you have to like, fuck you?
Every play.
Yeah.
Every fucking play.
120 plays.
Yeah, even when he's on.
Even when it's good, it's fuck you.
Even when the defense
Bad,
is
it's
on the
fuck
field.
you.
Hi, this is Nicole from Westfield, Massachusetts, super fan. My question is, what was your go-to food after a football game? And what is your favorite restaurant in the Boston area to go to when you are back home? Have a great day.
Ooh.
Great question. I love Aria. Shout out
good.
Massimo in the North End. Great Italian food, all home cooked recipes from his mother. Great food, great energy, great vibe. Aria. And after the game, anything I want. I'm so depleted at that point. Like I could eat a freaking, fried chicken, honey butter chicken biscuit if I want.
Thing is, after every game, we had the same type of food at home. It
Yeah.
was always like a Southern barbecue, Southern comfort type food. So you'd have a brisket, you have chicken, fried chicken, you'd have collard greens. Because a lot of the guys are from the South.
Right.
Most of the teams from the South. So we'd have that. And then you'd have specialty stuff every away trip. So like if you're in New York, you get the triple decker sandwiches from the deli. You go to fucking Kansas City, you get their style barbecue. You're in California, they may have tacos before you get on the plane or whatever. So you're eating whatever.
Right.
Restaurant in Boston, I love Aria's good. I like DeMonica's in the North End.
Yep. Shout out.
Frankie and Pato.
Frankie and Pato. I love Frankie and Pato.
Frankie and Pato. And then I liked Reno's a lot too over in East Boston. I think they have the best lobster ravioli.
Ooh.
They got a good lobster ravioli and it's in East Boston. So it's kind of like whenever you want Italian in Boston, everyone goes North End.
Yeah.
But like the real townies go to the little neighborhood spots that are like with the locals. You go to like the Somervilles and you there's always like the place that's been there forever.
Yeah.
Which all those places in North End have too, but if you want a little different,
Yeah.
I'd go there. And then what was our boy Strega? We used to go to Strega a bunch.
Yeah.
They're
We
martinis.
did go to Monica's a lot.
You can never go wrong with any of the Italian in the North End.
Yeah. The
It's
North
more
End was
of,
great.
we go to certain places where it'd be kind of quiet and
Yeah.
chill before.
How's the food in Providence? Isn't the Italian
Better.
food?
Food in Providence is amazing. Johnson and Wales is there. Obviously, they have Brown's right there on Thursday. There's a lot of young entrepreneurial chefs out there trying to make a good product. and they haven't really gotten off the ground yet, so you can catch a lot of great stuff.
Might
there.
have a hot take here, but I think Federal Hill has better Italian than the North End.
Oh, I love that take.
Yeah.
Sienna,
It's hard.
It
Sienna's
sounds
not there
spicy,
no more.
but I think it's right.
Constantine's, it's not there?
Constantine's wasn't on the hill.
Right. Sienna's not there anymore?
Sienna's gone.
Andino's is there.
I forgot. But I remember what was Alforno's had really good
Alforno
pizza.
was so good.
Really
Yeah.
good pizza in Providence. And then Providence also, you're kind of, Boston is Boston. Providence, you're getting to like New York, Connecticut.
Yeah.
So they had like a really good hot dog place that I used to go to. It has like kind of a, you know, that one spot I went to
Yeah,
a
you
couple
used to
times?
bring it over the house.
Yeah, I bring the hot. They always had like New York style or like that Connecticut area. They had a different influence of food or in Providence than Boston. Boston is like, you know, a lot of seafood, Italian, hearty. You go down to, you know, Connecticut or Providence, there was like, you get like that New York shit.
Yeah.
Like the pizza was a little better.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you can't go wrong. North End, everywhere. What is that one oyster spot? What is it? Neptune. Neptune.
Oyster bar.
I also love, what was that? There was a seafood joint over in, over like when you cross the bridge right by the
Pier something? Pier 4? I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about. It's not South. It's not Seaport. It's not South Boston. It's like in between. What do they call that? 4 Points.
Yeah, it's like on like the harbor thing kind of.
Yes,
Yeah,
right by the dairy thing.
I want to say like Pier 36 or something.
Yeah.
The red
I don't
place?
think that's right,
Is it
though.
red?
We used to go there.
It's like a lobster place.
There's a number in there.
Yeah.
Row 34?
Row 34.
Yeah.
They had
34.
really good seafood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's, I mean, I went to a new restaurant over in that new Raffles Hotel.
Man, I want to stay there so bad.
That's what Copley?
Yeah, have you been to that new Raffles Hotel?
No.
Pretty cool.
It's good.
And they have a really good They have a really good Italian restaurant there.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm cheating on my neighborhood Italian though when I go to the fancy Italian. You know, because it's kind of like a swanky Italian.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to go see Rocco and fucking Paulie.
Want to do what? One more?
One more. Last one.
Hey boys, this is Sergio from Mexico City. I got a question for Dola. My fiance is the daughter of Jorge, who showed you around in Mexico City. So I got to know what was the best thing about your trip to Mexico City and what was the worst thing. Thanks, guys. Love you both.
I think the best thing about Mexico City was the fact that we got to get in a tiger's den, a lion's den.
Yeah, that
Pet the jaguar.
I don't know, man. The energy of Mexico City was just so fucking cool.
It's electric.
Remember when we were driving there and you see like the Mexican flag that's like, it was like taking up like 60 acres. It was like the biggest flag I ever saw.
It was huge. It was like a football field size flag.
Yeah. And it was just like cool. And then like the food in Mexico City is spectacular. We went to Teotihuacan. Remember we were just skateboarding with the cops? We were getting pulled by cops on skateboards and shit.
Completely.
That was fun.
Yeah, the cop. We were both holding onto the back of this motorcycle when this cop was pulling us. He was going like 30 miles an hour. We don't have helmets on.
Full sketching
We're
on the
like,
cop.
we're good.
Yeah.
We're
Like,
good.
This is like Mexico City's like Times Square too. It's like right in
Yeah.
the fucking city.
The worst thing about Mexico City was we almost died in that hot air balloon.
Yeah, that was
There's
no brakes.
There's no brake. There's no steering or brakes.
It's just you go up and you go down.
Yeah.
Wherever you go down, you go down. We're over here.
Over a cactus patch in Highlines.
I go to my guy. I go, amigo, mira power lines.
Right.
Mira.
Right.
He's like, no steer. I'm like, oh, we're fucked.
Yeah, we are fucked.
But it was so fun, and the people are awesome. And you know, you remember we went there with the cartel shit?
Yeah.
So we go there, and we're in the Intercontinental Hotel. Beautiful. The hotels were amazing. Everything was amazing. A lot of money. There's a lot of poverty, but there's also a lot of money in Mexico
There's some
City.
lows in Mexico City, but there's some highs.
Really high highs.
Yeah.
And we go down, and we're there for the NFL. We're making a documentary to promote the game that we were going to play the following year in Mexico City. And so we go there, and we have like this full security staff with us at all times, pretty much. And they tell us, we get out of the elevator, and they're like, hey, we got to hold up. Like, what do you mean hold up?
Yeah.
He's like, stay here. there was a Jeep Cherokee, a blacked out Jeep Cherokee that was like fully bulletproofed with some like older lady coming out. And I'm sitting there and I look and all of our cops are like kind of like away.
They're just sitting on their motorcycles.
And then out of this car comes like 4 or 5 dudes with like in regular clothes with like AK-47s.
Yeah.
And they're walking this polite little old lady to go have lunch at our thing. I go, Dick. Dick's our guy who's a former FBI guy. I'm like, Dick, what the fuck's going on here? He goes, some cartel guys here. We got to wait out. You know, it's a little whatever. And it was fucking amazing to me. Like, the police were just chilling. There's guys unmarked with fucking big-ass guns. Beautiful old little lady just wanted to have a little lunch. Heard it was cartel boss, like mom or aunt or something. They were fucking
walking her in.
I respected it.
Yeah.
That was wild.
It was wild.
Yeah. Hey, guys, just hold up here real quick. Like, what the fuck? You see AK-47s?
Yeah.
Shout out Dick. Dick found Brady's jersey.
Yeah.
Shout out Dick Farley.
Dick Farley.
He was awesome.
Shout out Dick.
And you always get the like former FBI guys that, you know, they do the contract work for leagues and stuff. They always, you know, you get some cool conversations.
Yeah.
You get some cool conversations. That Mexico trip was so fun.
Unbelievable. Great people there.
Food, people. We went to Teotihuacan. We saw the step pyramids.
The wrestling was tight.
The wrestling.
Luchador.
We looked sick in those, looking back on it.
Yeah.
We look like real wrestlers.
No doubt. We did win. You guys got pinned, but whatever.
We didn't win. No, I didn't.
It was
we didn't get
scripted.
pinned. I don't even remember the result.
Right.
A lot of it's a blur.
Right.
It was quick. It was like 4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Well, that was our chill zone. Thanks to our favorite beer, Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/GWN. And remember, always celebrate responsibly. Danny, we miss anything from this amazing game or this amazing experience?
Man, I think we
in Dallas.
I think we pulled it all out of there. We pulled it all out.
And some.
Yeah.
It's kind of like my ear. I had to go get my ear cleaned today.
Yeah.
Before this.
Yeah.
Because now that I'm old, I broke my jaw, so my ear canal is fucking it's changed. Like my ear canal is broken from it.
Yeah.
From when I broke my jaw.
Yeah.
So I get earwax buildup.
Yeah. You got to get that out.
Well, I have the guy, and he got it all out, just like we got it all out of this goddamn game.
That's right, babe. We got it.
Everyone go out, check Danny Amendola on IG, at Danny Amendola. Talk to us about this fucking vodka company. I see you on Party. I see it. What is this vodka company? We've done a few things for it. It's amazing vodka.
It's great vodka, man. Amnesia vodka. It's coming out soon. You know, I partnered in it with Cliff Kingsbury, you know, great football player, great coach. And then our other buddy, Jacob, is running the whole deal. But, you know, getting it off the ground, you know, we're going to get it in stores near you very soon.
Amnesia
vodka.
Amnesia. What is amnesia? Like you don't remember?
I mean, it's just, it's based after a big club out in Ibiza.
Is it Ibiza or Ibiza?
I think it's either one.
I'm pretty sure it's Ibiza.
Ibiza.
I mean,
have you been?
Have you been?
Never been.
I've actually been.
Been to Barcelona. Barcelona. Okay, I went to Barcelona and Madrid. And I saw Messi. All right.
Yeah.
The real Spanish-speaking people of Spain and also Catalonia, which did go to a Catalonian beer and play pool with people that
don't speak English.
Zero.
Right.
But they speak Catalonian.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they do with the TH.
Yeah. Ibiza.
Man, Texas loves their football. Thanks again to Danny Amendola coming in and blessing us with his presence in the Nuthouse. This episode is brought to you by Transformers, a global powerhouse franchise owned by Hasbro. The Transformers NFL converting helmets by Hasbro are available for pre-order now at Amazon's Transformers store. Remember to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. Comment on a game you want us to do, and remember,
rate and review.
Leave us 5-star review on Spotify while you're there. Remember to follow Games with Names on YouTube, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Snapchat. Leave a comment on the YouTube full episode. We read the best ones. They're so fun. The hotline. Leave message at that. 424-291-2290. Love those. And we'll see you guys next week. Games with Names, a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.